on. All
Okey
right.
doke. Mm.
Yeah, I looked at my YouTube and man, there's a lot of files in there. You, you can go back and watch all of us young, 5 years younger.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I hope Mike Johnson can stop by this week, but I don't know. He's trying to get into a hospice facility, not just at his house.
Sure.
He's trying to
Oh,
move.
really?
Yeah,
Why, he has nobody to hang out with him, I guess, at the
I don't
house?
know. I know he lives with his sister, but and he seemed to be happy when they were going to put it at the house. But
Right.
a facility usually means pretty quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he must be needing more constant care, because,
Yeah.
well, Bonnie and I were able to take care of her dad, but it was both of us. Plus, we had a healthcare nurse coming in a couple times a week.
Yeah.
But it gets to be kind of time consuming towards the very end. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, but the good thing about hospice, like my mom, she had seizures, and and they were just little seizures, and every time she had one at the old folks' home, she used to go to the hospital. But as soon as they put her in hospice at the old folks' home, didn't she didn't move her or anything. It was the same.
Mhm.
They just stopped taking her to the hospital all the time, which made her life so much better.
Mhm. That's part of the hospice. They don't do anything to prolong your life. They give you comfort medication. Like
Yeah.
if you're like in Bonnie's dad's case, he didn't want to be intubated. He didn't want anything to help him breathe, and he had COPD. So when he got to that point, they just gave him morphine and Ativan,
Yeah.
so he didn't suffer with it, But he just basically ultimately, succumbed to it, because he
Yeah.
didn't want to keep going back to the hospital and getting tubes in him. He just said
Well,
it wasn't going to get
that's
any
what my
better.
mom was like. She was because I remember one day I go to the hospital and she's kind of like out, not just knocked out. And then they're going to send her back to the old folks home. And I figure, okay, well, I'm going to go back. I'll go there this evening and see her. And I thought I'd go and see her in her room because she'd still be half knocked out. I walk in and she's just sitting with the ladies having a good time. And oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, but it's a rough decision to make. But Mike seemed to be at peace with it. He was, talking candidly about it the last time we saw him. So I guess he felt it was coming pretty quick.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. It'd be pretty
I
hard.
got I got a Facebook message from him this week, so I thought he was doing better. But it's like Kent was saying that his problem is he can't converse because of the,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Well, when you think you're gonna die, I think it's tough on you. I mean, when I was 50 and I had prostate cancer, a whole bunch of people had given me books and stuff. So like 2 weeks before the operation, I start looking through the book and it's a Saturday night. And I have these notes that Emily had taken from the doctor. And one of them said deceased. And I'm like, it's 1:30 in the morning. I wake her up and I go, am I going to die? She goes, what are you talking about? I go, it says deceased. And she can't spell very well. She goes, no, that's decreased risk. I go, it's DECEASED. That means dead.
You left out the R, honey. You left. Yeah.
But
Yeah. Well, let's see. I'll put up a picture of Mike. Well, maybe he'll pop in while we got it on here.
here comes Rick. Oh, that's
Okay.
a good picture.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, that's a real good one. I've never seen that one.
Who's the guy
Yeah.
in the middle?
I think Mike might have sent it to me a while back. I think we showed it once, maybe. But it has Peter Babcock. And is that Peter Babcock's son or somebody?
I think it is.
Okay. Looks like
Yeah,
Hmm.
it could be.
favors.
Made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Rick.
All right,
Yeah,
guys, what's going on?
Howdy, Rick.
Hey, Rick.
Howdy, howdy.
Yeah. Let's come back so we can see Rick now. Okay. All right.
All
Now
right.
we're just getting started.
Yeah.
So you're not, well, that's right. It's Thursday. You said we don't have to worry about you serving fish. I remember one year on the Zooms, you couldn't do it on Fridays and Lent because you had
We're not doing that anymore.
oh, okay.
So too many places having it, so that's good. I didn't want to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's Thursday anyway. So,
Yeah. You can't have fish today? Uh-oh.
oh,
Well, here's a picture that
Oh,
Mike sent last week. The
they
improper
covered up.
Bostonian. I mean, it looks a whole lot like the mustache mugs.
It does that. It was upstairs or downstairs or
It was
from the.
upstairs, wasn't mustache downstairs?
It was upstairs in two clubs, Boston and Cape Cod.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. And Joel's sister ran it, didn't she?
I didn't go to the one in Boston. I've been to the one in Cape Cod, and I don't know who was running.
Hmm.
Was it? I mean, but it was like a. Was it kind of like Clarity was, where they had like different kind of music there, and you can go from one bar to the next?
Right. That's right. It was a regular bar with like a guitar player.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
And it was the night I was there, it wasn't real packed. You know, it was a bar, a bar room.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. He also sent this picture of something to do with God, what's going on with my here we go. Some club somewhere. I forget what he said, but it's just a washboard thing.
Washboard Mart.
Can you imagine having a license plate that said washboard?
Or maybe it was a place when you went to drink there, you had to check your washboard at the door.
Could be. I mean,
That
somebody,
bottom, that bottom right looks like either an old Victrola or a coffin. I'm not sure which.
Oh, yes, often, yeah.
I was thinking of a troll. I wasn't thinking coffin, but yeah.
It could be, you can only see part of it. It does look like the top of a coffin.
Yeah.
Those guys like Mike and Peter, they were involved in what they call a washboard society organization. They'd communicate with other washboard players and swap designs of washboards and ways to play it and all that. And had that big convention every year, usually
yeah.
in Ohio.
Mhm.
Mike played it a couple of times. They'd get a banjo and a tuba player to play along with them. And I guess they play Coney Island Washboard every other song.
Yeah,
Washboard. Yeah, that's.
maybe they should have done a washboard solo on Inagata Davida.
At the 50th anniversary, didn't somebody have Joe's washboard?
Somebody did.
Yeah.
Had Taylor's washboard. And I remember one time thinking that your father's mustache probably employed more washboard players than any other company in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, what other company hires washboard players?
But for that matter, your father's mustache probably hired more banjo players than any other company in the world.
Oh,
And
yeah.
more tuba players. Now, trombone is a mainstream instrument.
Mhm.
Tuba and washboard and banjo are not.
I bet they did more than anybody else, probably. Yeah, that's neat.
And Mike also sent this picture. Good picture. Pretty good looking guys.
Yeah,
What is that? Kid is on the bottom. Oh, okay. Let's see what you're doing.
yeah, that was Kent was on bypass machine. Okay, that must have been. Well, Kent had his bypass, I think, before the reunion, though, huh? That was the 50th.
I didn't look at that part of it. I don't know.
Yeah,
And
but
the very top says, I think Kent told me he had his bypass in 2006. So unless I have the date wrong.
Well, I think, okay, I just thought he was sending us a picture, but must be up.
Yeah. I think he cropped it off his Facebook page. He probably just posted it. I don't know. Well, maybe Kent had it after the reunion, but I thought it was before.
No, I think it was after. Because
Okay.
he and I talked a bunch of times about it. His biggest problem was his sliding glass door in the back of the house.
Yeah. It's that the where your chest, yeah, I remember there's a few things I was having trouble with at first, but it's getting better, where you
Well,
can't,
He
they
had
don't
a
want
car
anything to
accident.
stress the sternum. Yeah.
yeah.
He had a car accident where the whatever, the balloon that blows up in your car
Yeah,
Mhm.
Oh,
screwed up.
yeah.
So
airbag deployed.
Airbag. Yeah.
I'll tell you, I was in a. I told you about this last year, but I was in a head-on. I mean, I hit hard enough to where my airbag went off from the steering wheel and it hit me in the chest. If I had been in this, probably would have broke it again. Probably
Yeah.
broke where it was in the head. And I think that's what happened with Kent. Because
Oh,
that is no joke. I mean, when that airbag goes off, if you're in the driver's seat, that thing explodes. It doesn't just like slowly inflate in front of you.
yeah,
It's like somebody just punches you as hard as they can right smack in your chest.
Mm.
Plus, it gets hot because of the explosion. I had scorch marks on my arms for where it came
grief.
out.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
well, Emily had a friend she was
If
working
you
with.
like.
Emily had a friend that she was working with, and the woman had very large breasts, and she had her breasts reduced.
Oh Lord.
So she's talking, and Emily's telling me, well, she can't drive, and I go, why can't she drive? Because if the airbag goes off, it's going to be horrible on her. I go, oh,
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, because
Mhm.
it's incisions. Yeah.
yeah,
Now, I'm going to tell you, it didn't hit Bonnie as bad. She was in the passenger seat. She was kind of leaning back,
mhm.
but like I think, I mean, I'm glad of it because I probably would have hit the steering wheel pretty hard if
Well,
that
yeah.
bag wouldn't have come out. But
I've heard they can be pretty hard when they hit you. That airbag stuff. Yeah.
oh yeah, no,
Also, Bonnie in the passenger seat, the airbag's coming off the dashboard. In the driver,
Right.
coming out of the steering wheel, which is good.
right
close.
here.
Closer. Yeah.
Yeah,
And well, like I said, but the heat from the explosion, I had, I would say, not third degree burns, but my skin was missing in a couple pieces, and it was blistered, from the just the friction and the powder. It
Whoa.
comes out. I was wearing glasses, fortunately, too. I had my sunglasses on, so it probably kept anything from getting in my eyes.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
it's no joke. It'll keep you alive, probably, but it
yeah. But
I've
some of
had-
the
heard people
older
have-
cars, some of the
Yeah.
older cars that things would blow metal out when they would.
Yeah, the part that explodes, I think there was actually a possibility of the nozzle becoming
Yeah.
fragments, like shrapnel.
Jesus.
Fortunately, that didn't happen. But yeah, that's what happened to Kent. It would definitely damage a sternum surgery, I'll tell you.
Man,
Right.
it's terrible.
This picture was, I don't know how I got it. I don't know if y'all looked at it one day when I wasn't there.
Oh wow!
Oh,
I don't remember. I don't remember seeing that.
Bobby Kennedy
Terror.
with Joe Terra,
never seen that one before.
Okay.
Huh.
And, it might have been something that Mike sent me. Sometimes Mike will send me a picture, and I don't have it at the time we're doing the meeting, and I'll pull it up later. So
Robert Kennedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe Terry had short hair.
yeah, he was wearing a shirt and coat and tie too. Oh, they said Joe was an actor or something. I don't know if he was.
He was. He went to acting school with
Humphrey Bogart.
Brando, not Marlon Brando, Humphrey Bogart, and Sterling Hayden.
Yeah. Okay.
I was just going through some old pictures, and this is one from John, which is just a
I
good,
don't-
a
I don't
really
think I've
good
seen that one
picture,
before.
especially Danny.
It's a good action shot.
Yeah,
That's really a nice trick if you can play the banjo and blow the clarinet at the same time.
Yeah.
seemed like a talented musician. Seems like a talented musician.
Bill,
He is.
Eddie,
Who is that, Barry?
Johnny Gill.
Johnny Gill. Okay. And the middle banjo player, he looks like John McLaren in his face, but I know it ain't.
That's
Bill Higby.
Higby?
Higby, Joe
Oh, that's right. They have the names on the top. I see it.
Yeah.
Higby. He was the left-handed banjo player.
Oh, yeah.
And
Mm.
Jerry Cool, I guess, Kuhl.
Yeah.
Higby is the first banjo player I heard play in New York. When I walked into the New York club in '72, he was leading the band.
Danny looks like he's about 13.
Yeah, he does.
It's like he's getting ready to have his bar mitzvah or something, you know.
Yeah. I said, oh, yeah.
Today I am a man. And I'll see Danny tomorrow. No, Friday. Yeah, that's tomorrow. We're going to eat at the oyster place, Drago's.
Oh, good place. Good place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the better pose shots of all the mustache shots.
That was the New York club you said?
Yes.
That's a good picture.
Good picture. Yeah, that is a good one. Good picture. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
glad we got all those little moments in time frozen, you know. And here's an old picture of Joel. I just found on the internet one day. And I'm not even sure what he was doing or anything, but I just saved it.
I don't remember seeing that one either.
I just Googled Joe Schiavone and that one popped up.
1981 says.
Yeah.
It's in
And
New York, I guess.
I'm assuming I can't make out the name of the awning behind it. So,
Oops. Yeah.
I'm just trying to see if I can make out the. I can't tell what this is.
New something, huh?
Yeah.
Hasn't it been about a year since Joel died? Or has it been longer?
Yeah, I think it's a year this month.
Oh, really? Damn. I guess it has.
Or was it? Or was that the year? Or was this when his memorial was? No, his memorial was during the summer because it was so hot. I remember that.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think it was March that he passed.
Wow.
So, yeah, it looked like Richard was trying to get on a few minutes ago, but he didn't pop up. Yeah.
Started to, it looked like.
What is it?
There's a group.
Yeah.
Captain Tony's.
Captain Tony's and the Greyhound.
And Christine and Danny.
Look at Tara's outfit.
Yeah.
That's Joe's brother. Have Joe next to him, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Who's the banjo player next to Danny?
Johnny Gill.
Oh, okay.
All over the place.
Yeah.
Who's the dark-haired girl?
That's Captain Tony's wife. Her name is Marty.
A little bit younger than Captain Tony.
Yeah.
The Greyhound.
Yeah, it's a shame Christine never did get back on. She was fun when she had gotten on the
Yeah.
thing last year.
One time we were playing there over the Christmas holidays, and for a Christmas gift to me and Danny and Yoke, Captain Tony and Marty. Marty did the leg work, but they rented a small plane, a Cessna, one of the little bitty plane, and we had a flight over all the Keys. That was the Christmas gift, the flight over the Key West and all the Keys and the Gulf and stuff like that. It was quite a Christmas gift.
Oh, that was neat.
Nice.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
That would be a good way to look at it. In fact, I've always wanted to drive the Keys, all the way to Key West. I know it's a long drive, but I always wanted to do that. I think flying in a Cessna would be even better. Did y'all always fly there when you went, Barry? Did y'all ever drive?
Always flew.
Hmm.
But we'd fly into Miami and then drive for about an hour and a half.
To Fort Lauderdale, or
No, Miami to Key West.
oh, you can. It's only an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's not too far. It might be 2 hours.
Okay.
That was neat flying over there like that, flying over those keys. Yeah.
Here's another Mike Johnson photo.
Huh.
Jerry Sicko, Peter Babcock, and Mike.
That's Peter Babcock?
It's hard to believe, isn't it?
That's what the caption says. Yeah. Must have been some sort of washboard convention or something. Yeah, because I know it says Peter B's is the name of the bar on the top left. You can read that. So
Yeah.
hi, Jim. How are you?
Very well, and you?
Dick, how are you?
Hey, Kim.
There,
Hey,
everybody.
good.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Richard.
Hello.
I'm a little late. I had a little surgery on the head this afternoon at 4.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, I remember you had a bandage on it last time we saw you too.
It's been a series
Oh.
every other Thursday at 4.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
5 o'clock, you got the Zoom. 4 o'clock, you get surgery. Wow. Em's not coming today. She's with her grandson. She sent me a note.
Okay. Let's see. I found another. We thought, well, Mike Johnson's still been having some problems. He was going to try to get on today, but everybody was here last week knows Kent had been speaking with him, and he's still around, but he has trouble breathing, so he has trouble conversing, and
Sure.
I was just going to ask if anyone's heard from him or anything. So
right.
Yeah, I talked to him. I texted him a couple times yesterday. He's trying to get into a hospice facility
Hmm.
Ah,
at his house, but I guess
So here's another Mike picture in the band. I'm not sure what band this is though, but he had sent it a while back.
oh my.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Mike J in the band.
That's the band out of Denver that kept the mustache name. They call themselves Your Father's Mustache
Okay.
with permission from Joel. But they still play gigs and they're still playing.
Yeah, they are.
Using
No,
the name Your Father's Mustache. But they call themselves Your Father's Mustache Band.
right.
Bizarre.
If you see their little shirts, they have a little guy with a mustache and a derby hat.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Logo. That's nice.
Uh,
Did they play mustache tunes or?
More Dixieland.
Yeah, I think so.
Straight ahead Dixieland stuff.
it's a good picture. It's neat. Yeah.
So last week, Danny called me up. He said, the guys in the band said, why don't we play some medleys of songs? Because in a straight Dixieland thing, you pick a song, you play, everybody plays a chorus, you
Yeah.
pick the chorus out, and that's how it goes.
Right.
Let's play some medleys. So Danny calls me up. He said, Barry, you got any mustache medley tune lists? I said, I'll look. And I just started looking at my phone, which is connected to my computer, synced up. Got one. We sent it to him within 5 minutes. He said, "This is perfect. We're going to start doing some of these medleys." So it's what goes around comes around, huh?
Wow.
They all seem to just blend one into the other. In fact, after you worked a little while there, you knew what song was coming next once y'all got into a certain.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was the formula.
Yeah. It was good.
Let's see. Well, I don't see any old time New York people except Gim, maybe. This is some old stuff I found or put up. Let's see if I can post this. John McLaren sent this to me years ago when he was doing them.
Oh, that's Nick's. Wow. I've not seen that one before.
That's where the Mustache Club ended up being. Like it's kind of like in New Orleans how they had the Dream Room, became
Right.
Your Father's Mustache. This is what the New York Club was before.
Yeah, Greenwich Village had two jazz joints, mainstream New York, Dixieland kind of jazz joints. Nick's was one and Conda's was the other. And I never went to Nick's, but Joel told me about it, and he kept Russ would prepare a steak dinner in Nick's tradition, and that was part of the menu, as I recall.
Huh.
It was keeping Nick's tradition. Nick Rongetti was his name. Nick Rongetti's tradition. You can still get a sizzling steak here.
How does this machine refill beer?
Anyway, but how long did it go right from Nick's to Your Father's Mustache, or was
Yeah,
it?
yeah. As far as I know, because when I showed up, it was already there was Red Garter originally, but
And a lot of jazz buffs were really pissed off at that.
well, we had the Sunday jam sessions just to keep that tradition and put that part of the tradition alive.
Mhm. Okay.
I remember one guy, we were standing outside the front door on a break, and a guy came and he looked up and he said, "Where's Nick's?"
Right.
And we said, "Yeah, I don't know. He's gone. Now it's Your Father's Mustache." He broke into tears. He really did. And so we brought him inside to the sidebar and we sat him down, got him a drink, and he just was blubbering away. And we had to go back on stage. I don't know what happened to him. People did take it very hard.
Oh yeah.
Did y'all play Melancholy Baby for him?
Yeah. Anything to cheer him up.
Come to me, my melancholy baby. Okay, let's see. There's one more Nick's picture. Let me get it over here. It was just, let's see. These were things that John McLaren sent a long time ago.
Wow.
And their menu.
How does this machine refill beers from the bottom of the cup?
The round bar that was in the Mustache New York Club was remnants of Nick's.
That's right. That's right. And the Moosehead.
The Moosehead was in Nick's too.
Yeah.
We had a Moosehead in New Orleans.
We did.
Oh, every home should have a Moosehead, don't you think?
Buffalo.
We had,
Yeah, a Moosehead and a pool table in the living room. That's the way it should be.
first time my parents came, they brought their friends with them to the Mustache, and they were at one of my tables. And even when you're new, you get the crummy tables next to the bar that the employees put their dates there and all that. I had my parents sit there with their friends, and they would get so drunk they get sticking their finger in the moose's nose.
Oh, jeez.
So he must have enjoyed that.
I'm trying to play a little video. Let's see if it works. Allow. How did it go? Shoot. It's not working.
I think every Mustache Club had a Moosehead.
Yeah. We had a picture of Pancho Villa also.
All right, that didn't work. Forget it.
What was it going to do? It says refill it from the bottom.
Yeah, it was.
How does it refill from the bottom? It says something.
That's what it was trying to show you. It's really pretty cool, and I thought it would be really great, but I've screwed everything up now. Where is stop share?
I heard the audio on it a couple times. Let's see.
Okay, share sound. Where is? Oh fuck! Can you see anything yet?
You can see
Yeah.
a picture.
I see the
It's still
image.
framed,
Wait, let's
How does
see what
this
happens.
machine refill beers from the bottom of the cup? Once the bartender chooses the drink size with buttons, the cup is placed on and filled to the perfect height. If you look closely at the bottom of the cup, you'll see a donut-looking shape that fits a magnet perfectly. So when the cup is lifted up, the magnet snaps back down.
Huh.
Hmm. So you're drinking something that has metal in the bottom of it?
Yeah.
There we go.
Did you hear that or did you just see it?
I don't know, I'm just thinking about that. I guess it's clean. I don't know. I remember one time a guy got really mad at me when I dropped his change in a pitcher while I was. I just told him, I said, I'll get that after you finish drinking. He said, I want another pitcher. I said, okay.
Well, Billy was
So I
waiting to
ended up
put
buying the pitcher at the employee's price. I drank it so I can get the money out the bottom of it.
Billy was the
Hand
waiter
that-
that started
hand that out
putting
for
the change in the hat, so that you had to get your fingers in there, and it just so people would just let him keep the money.
Yeah, I made it. People had to take their change from me. I didn't give it to them. Okay, I'll just pulling up pictures.
Oh, that's a good one.
It just says Rose State College. I can't
Yeah,
tell what.
that's when we played in front of Kingston Trio.
Oh, yeah, right. Right.
Okay. And is it Mike, Danny? Let's see. Can't make all the faces out.
Mike Johnson. Yeah. There.
Jim, is that you all the way on the left, or is that
I'm
That's
standing
him.
next to Danny. I think so. Yeah.
Danny? I see Mike Johnson in the back. Joel in the middle.
Joe Petroselli right in front of Gene LeBeau.
Yep.
Harry and Joan.
Ted Turner next to Peter Babcock.
And there's Snake way in the back.
Oh, yeah. There he is.
And Chris and
John.
so that was well, how are y'all playing with the Kingston Trio? Was that
Suncoast Jazz Festival.
No, that wasn't Suncoast, Chris. That was in Oklahoma City.
Oh, you're right. What is it in Oklahoma City? I thought it was in Florida. I don't know why.
No, it was Oklahoma City. It was part of the Banjo Museum deal.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. The only caption I saw on it says Rose State College. I don't know what that has to do with
I don't know what that is either.
What does that got to do with anything?
I don't know. It was embedded on it. Well, it was the caption that when I downloaded it. So
Was that the name of the college that had the auditorium?
I think
Maybe.
that might be it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you only had one washboard player there? Wow. Oh, no, Mike's back there too. Okay. Well, I see Peter Babcock in the front and Mike. Okay.
I joined you fellas late. What's the word from Mike?
He was texting me yesterday. He's trying to get into a facility, a hospice facility, instead of just being at his house.
Okay.
So he was going to try to get a hold of us today, but I know he's having trouble talking.
Yeah.
But it makes me feel good that we've been doing the Zooms because we get to see him.
Yeah.
Here we
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll be right back. Let's see. Who's here?
Here's another John Gill photo.
Oh, yeah.
And Joanne.
Oh, God, I can't.
Oh, no, you're going crazy.
Can you see that at all?
Yeah, it's small.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm working on getting it bigger.
that's what I told my girlfriend before the bed broke.
Yeah.
Barry, do you hear much from John Gill? He's down in New Orleans.
No, I don't. I don't. He plays his jobs and he lives in the French Quarter, and I don't go there too much anymore.
Yeah.
I was down there 6 nights a week for 20 years, so
Enough is enough.
yeah, I don't miss it.
Okay, I'm gonna be on for a little bit longer, but it's grandparents' night at my grandkids' schools. They're here now, but we're gonna have to go there soon. It starts at 5:30, but we're gonna have to go ahead and go to the thing. But I'm looking for something. Let's see. Well, this is just a final shot at the last reunion. Participants who were there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was in the bar. That's everybody, the band and all the people that went there for the reunion. So quite a bit smaller than the 50th. You know.
We're down to the hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
That's what it dwindled down to right there.
Yeah. I'm going to try to find a clip before I leave. But yeah, if you could find something, Tom, if you have anything I want to play. Let's see.
Can you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
It's David,
Billy.
Eddie, and Tom. We don't know who the girl is. We can never figure that out.
You're looking at this picture and nobody could identify the girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we never- So let Elliot see you when you were younger, Billy.
Yeah. Yeah, he's trying to find something to say.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't tell who that girl is. Never have figured it out.
Never have.
He attracted a bunch of the guys.
Well, she probably doesn't want to be identified.
No.
From customer, probably just.
All right, I'll find something else here.
Great picture.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Mike Johnson's not here today, huh?
No, he's trying
Hope
to.
he's doing okay.
Well, I texted him yesterday, and he's trying to get into a facility instead of staying at his house.
Wow.
Not good.
Okay.
This is a video clip. See if I can find it. Here we go. This is just a short clip. It's the very last day that we were together, and the band was in the lobby of the hotel playing a few last songs. And we at the time didn't realize this would be the last time people would be playing together with Joel. You know, so I'm gonna see if I can get this to play. And I might get kicked out after the thing because it usually does that. Let me see. Can everybody see it?
Yeah.
Sure.
How old is that case?
Banjo case was, I had about 3 or 4 of them made for the traveling band. So when we went through the airports, they could read the names on the banjo. Because I went out with them once, and we went through the airport, and we were stopped all the time, and who are you guys? And so I figured I'd solve the problem, which I did.
So press the middle valve down, and the music goes round and round, and comes out there.
Here, yeah, so beware. Careful where you stand.
That's gonna come out right on Marty.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
I'm afraid of music.
Say what now? You have a good seat. I do. I've been had a lot of compliments on it.
Oh, you go, Gim.
Now that song, Sweet Sue,
Yeah.
very popular song in a jazz idiom. I don't
Yeah.
ever remember playing it at the Mustache, ever.
Yeah, we played it once in a while, but it wasn't a normal thing. No, it was more like toot toot tootsie rather than
Right. Right. So it's kind of ironical. The last song that was played for the Mustache was a song we never played.
Ah, good old New
We've all
York.
seen this before, but it's a great picture of,
Good picture. Yeah.
It's the sidebar in New York.
yeah. And so, and before you got on, Ira, somebody was saying that this is from Nick's, that this was there originally.
That I don't know. It might have been.
yeah, it was. Yeah, well, at least that's the way it was introduced
Really?
to me because it's in the form of a musical note. That was
Huh.
yeah, that's a quarter note lying on its back. You know, it's just down the side. The sidebar is the stem of the note.
Where Joel found all the moose heads.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people who sat around that bar had no idea it was a musical note.
No, I mean, Joel had to explain it to me. I mean, I said, but when he said that, and I said, "Really?" He says, "Yeah." And then we walked around it, and he said, "You can see, that's the shape of a quarter note for sure."
There's no railing around it there. There was a wooden railing that went around to keep people in line.
So people waited around the bar to get in?
Yeah, to get seated.
Oh.
We did that in the New Orleans Club up against the main bar.
Sure. Oh. You never want to delay the opportunity to pour a drink. No.
Yeah, I managed to get back home, but I have to bid adieu. I've got to get some stuff done with the grandkids. But I'll see you guys next Thursday.
Hey, Bill.
Okay.
All right,
Have a good
Rick.
one.
Billy.
Take care, Bill. Thank you.
Have fun, Bill.
Have fun.
Okay, well, I guess this is a Christmas party or something at the New Orleans Club with all these kids.
Yeah.
Must had to been, yeah. Well,
Neil Hunter's there in the middle playing the banjo.
Good old Neil. Yeah.
Bruce O'Neill on the right.
Bruce O'Neill on the right, on the left, I don't know who that is. Trombone player looks like Jimmy Heaslip. Tuba player I can't recognize.
Oh, well.
What a party.
And Kim, here's who used to cook your dinner.
Yep, that's it.
Oh, Russ Adams.
What a piece of work.
Oh,
Yeah.
was he something else, Barry?
Oh yeah. I used to stop in for dinner on my way home because I lived down the street.
Jim, was he there when the club opened?
Russ came with the lease, you know.
He came with it, right? Yeah.
He was a good cook.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He used to make a sort of family dinner for some of us. We'd come down because I would come right from school down from Fordham, and he would have like dinner and some of the waiters, and I might have been the only musician, but I didn't mind.
Yeah, Doris said the only fried chicken he would eat was Russ's because Russ skinned it first.
Russ did what?
He de-skinned the chicken.
Oh,
before
okay.
he fried it.
Yeah. The top picture all the way to the far right was Murata's Harry Lip office.
That's right. Yeah. It's also the way you could sneak in if you were late and you didn't want Joel to see you.
Yeah, you can go in through there.
And go right to the locker room and change. Yeah.
Harry Lip Productions. Who came up with that name? What a great name for the show band outfit.
I have no idea, but I've had to guess. I'd say it was probably John.
Yeah, I would say John Murata.
Yeah.
And that sign above it that says Traveler's Garage, that's where we kept the car.
Oh, yeah.
I kept my motorcycle in there too.
Did you?
Yeah. Right behind the gas pump.
Remember Jeff Olswang said he designed those gas lights up front.
Jeff Olswang did?
That's what he said on the Zoom, yeah.
He did say that.
I believe him. He was an architecture guy, so
yeah,
why he'd lie about that one?
Nice, Barry.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Look at that crew.
Roger and Ed.
Hey, Kim, do you remember a woman who used to walk up and down asking for money from people on 7th Avenue there? If we were standing out in front, she would be walking past us and she would ask them for money. If they said no, she would start cursing at them. And then if they said yes, she was very gracious. Oh, yes, thank you.
Yes, and she had a name. Oh, God, I'm trying to remember what it was. Yeah, I know who you mean. She was.
And her hair was like all.
That's right.
Teased up from never being combed or something. I don't know.
Never being combed, never being washed and full of bugs, probably. But yeah, right. Yeah, what was her name? We knew her by one name. I was like, you know.
But it wasn't like Betty or.
No, it wasn't.
Doesn't ring a bell. And then she had an accident. She got hit by a car. And they took her to St. Vincent's. And of course, they had to clean her up. And they shaved all her hair off.
I can understand that.
And I went to see her. And I didn't recognize her. I mean, she did not look the same.
Oh, yeah.
But then her family came to visit her. I didn't realize she had family. And she brought them to the club. And she was telling them that she actually owned the place.
Oh, that's a shame.
She
That's
might
a
have been one
shame.
of Joel's wives.
Remember George the flower guy? Barry, do you remember him?
No.
He sold flowers all the time in front of the club.
That's right. I remember him.
Remember him?
Yep.
George, I think his name was.
I have no idea.
I do remember all the nurses from St. Vincent's coming in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
St. Vincent's 2 blocks away, 3 blocks away.
Oh
Yeah, it was on 14th and we were on 10th.
Yeah, all those nurses would come over there all the time. They'd knock off.
Well, see their Uncle Joe.
Yeah, to see Uncle Joe. Joe said, these are my nieces.
Okay, well, here's got to put a picture of Pete up. Miss Pete.
Peter Maynard.
Pete Fernandez. That
Les Davies in the background.
who's the banjo player?
Les Davies.
Les
Davies. Yeah.
Don't know.
Les Bennett, Les Davies, you pick it.
Yeah, you got two names there. I guess.
And I could almost bet that I'm on the other side of Maynard, not in the picture. That was the band we had, the 4 guys for a good while.
Mhm.
Nice band.
Yeah.
What years were that, Barry?
That was 72. Les was only there for a few months in 72, and then he disappeared. I mean, he was a big drinker. I mean,
Yes.
I was a big drinker, but I was nothing compared to him.
He used to say he had a gun in his boot or something.
Yeah, he carried a gun in his boot. Pistol. Well, can't remember who it was told me they went to his apartment one time and you'd never seen so many empty liquor bottles all over the place. It's an incredible amount of them.
The thing is, he had to switch banjos out in the middle of the night because he would sweat so much. The banjo neck would get soaking wet, so he'd switch to another one.
Really?
Wow. Pete Tuba. This old Peter.
Yeah. Now, who are the? Do you recognize these guys? I don't remember this picture from before.
Who's that on trombone? Is that Bill Sawyer?
No.
No, I can't remember his name, but he was in New York for a while.
I don't think this is the Red, not Ruby Red's warehouse in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You
With
look
the
at
Confederate
the
flag in the back.
But if you look at the hats, the guy sitting in the audience, you see the word warehouse, house.
Oh yeah.
That was on the banjo player, the little guy with the glasses is Peanuts Fitch.
Oh, really?
I can't remember the trombone player. I knew him.
Oh, that's Ronnie Beisel playing in the middle there.
Ronnie Beisel in the middle, and the washboard player's name, I believe, was Jerry Garcia.
Yep.
That sounds right.
Oh, I remember that name.
Yeah, Jerry played with me on an outside gig up in Troy, New York.
But the guy on trombone, we can't remember his name, but he was kind of to Red Guard or what Sonny Elmer was to the Mustache. He was the guy that
Yeah.
went and opened up clubs and taught the musicians and all that. He was the mainstay, like Neil DeFeo or Sonny Elmer.
Well, I've never seen that picture before.
Now, Ronnie Beisel, he did both companies, Red Garter and Mustache.
Sure.
Okay, here's
Bill Higby.
Yeah.
Danny.
Johnny.
John Gill.
That's Jerry Cool on trombone.
That's right. Yeah. Kuhl. Cool.
Oh.
Tara said that when y'all hired Timmy Shea to come to the New York club to be the band leader. It didn't work out.
No.
Tara said the only reason they hired Tim Shea because he looked like Johnny Gill.
Timmy Shea. Now he's a federal judge
Yeah.
in Florida. Higby's gone a couple of years already.
I talked to Timmy Shea maybe about 6 months ago. Just
Really?
a blind phone call. I don't know who made it, either he or I, but we connected and talked for 15, 20, 30 minutes.
Wow.
Wow, that's interesting.
Huh. Bill Higby was one of the few left-handed banjo players.
Yep. There were only two that I know of. One was John Martin, and the other was Higby.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I didn't know John Martin. Must have been before my time.
Yeah, he was the first banjo player in New York. He came from California to play with us on the Cape that summer. Then he came to after that summer. We opened New York, and John was the lead banjo player there for a couple of years.
Yeah, there you go.
Split-son.
I know that's Banu. So who are the other two girls?
Banu's on the button next to Tara.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know the other two.
The one to the right looks like a cat.
Doesn't she though?
Here, kitty.
Banu would know the answer to that. Who's the other two girls? He might be the only one that would know the answer right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, here's a good picture. I always like this, Gim.
Yeah, that was great. That was quite an adventure. Yeah.
Mhm.
1975 that was, I think. Yeah. 74 it was, yeah.
Jim, you haven't gained any weight. That's cool.
Well, it takes work. Of course.
Gleason makes Joel look skinny.
Yeah.
You're right. Well, Joel was never fat, but
No, I don't remember him ever being fat.
No, he never was fat. He was always fairly fit, actually.
But next to Gleason, he looks wiry.
Exactly. Clean shaven. That's a while ago. Oof. He's had a variety of facial hair for years.
Oh, he's got hair on his head too.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a good one of.
I'm awake.
It's Sullivan.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm the one that cropped that photo. That's from a video.
Yeah.
I froze the video and then took a picture of it.
Yeah.
Not very technological, but I stopped it right there with Eric and what's his name, Ed Sullivan.
Right.
So I'm not that camera technological, but I know I did that one.
Oh, good for you. 1968, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
April 21st, my birthday. So again.
Yeah, it's right from one of those good Ed Sullivan videos.
That was a while ago.
That's a great photo, I think. Smile on Joel's face, the mustache.
Yeah.
Is that New York?
Probably. Because that's where Joan was most of the time. Is that Sonny Helmer?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
must be.
who's the tuba player?
That's why I can't figure that out. I don't know who that is.
If we went through every photo we've got of musicians, and between all of us tried to put names to all of them, how many total names do you think we'd have? 1,000?
About. Yeah. So, Ron Sater one time figured out how many people had passed through the payroll. It was thousands.
Yeah.
My mind says 12,000, but I don't think I can't vouch for that.
Well, he might have been counting more than the musicians.
Oh, yeah, it was counting waiters, bartenders,
12,000 was
handymen, and
everybody.
everything. Sure, that was everybody. Yeah, right. How many musicians? Probably the bulk of it.
I would say at least, I would bet it's close to 1,000.
Oh,
yeah.
I'd say more closer to 5,000. If you had everybody in there, I mean, some of the guys were there for a couple of weeks, that kind of thing.
But just from the photos we have, and if we saw your picture again, we put your name down. That's the only time we could go down. And we go to the next guy. There's Barry. We put his name down. Even if Barry came up in 20 other pictures, you can't put my name down again.
Right, sure.
I'd say you still have 1,000 musicians.
I think you're right. That's a good guess, I bet.
Just from our photos, what Billy and Tom put together.
Well,
Yeah,
you
there's a
guys
lot of
took
photos here.
you guys took more pictures than we did. Back in Boston, there were not many pictures of Boston at all.
Denver's the worst. We don't have anything of Denver.
Well, remember, not everyone had cameras in '65.
Well, the iPhone did not exist. No.
Right. But we had Irving in New York.
Yeah.
Not when I was there. Came in after I
No.
left.
Irving came 71, maybe. Something like that.
But you're
Well,
right,
70.
Ira. A lot of those black and white stills are from the guy who was taking pictures in the club for guests.
Yeah.
Same thing in
Yeah.
New Orleans. A lot of those pictures, those black and whites, were taken by the photographer. I can't remember the name. Roger remembers him. Who took the pictures in New Orleans? Remember they had a little black room back there?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I can't think of his name either, but he and his wife were back there.
But that's the bulk of the picture. That's a lot of pictures. New Orleans and New York was from the photographer that was paid to take pictures.
Yeah, and John Gill, the photographers would throw a lot of pictures away, and John Gill would take them out of the trash. That's why some of them look so
Beat up.
beat up. But it's great that he did that.
And that's why there's a lot of pictures from the Red Garter in Wildwood, because when New York closed down, Irvin went to Wildwood and worked for the Red Garter there.
Okay.
That's right. I forgot that Irving was there.
Yeah.
That's right.
A lot of those black and white shots. You'll say, where's that? I say it's the Red Garter in Wildwood. That was taken by Irvin.
I didn't know that. I forgot that Irving was there.
All right, well, I got to go get some dinner from somebody taking me to their house. And if you guys want to keep talking, I'll just turn it off later. But
No,
That's
it-
nice.
We're good.
It's,
We're good
it's
for
not the
next
same.
week, right?
Not,
the time is now. So I got to go too.
I'll
Okay.
see you on next Thursday.
Next
Take
Thursday
care.
night, guys.
You
Take
bet.
care,
Thank you,
everybody.
Tom. Appreciate it.
Everybody have a good week.
You bet.
See y'all later.
Bye-bye.